Black Metal Hails and welcome to Rauta. I'm Jerry and this time we go to Germany. Actually Germany and Finland because Order of Nosferatu or Nosferat is exactly a combination of two different countries, two people making the music. Well, probably one man making the music, but the result is still international, if you will. And here we have the new album in a beautiful digibook version, a size A5. The Absence of Grace, having not so graceful cover. So indeed, what happened to my face? Anyhow, this is a band that has been going on for a few years now and very, very active. Some might say this is a side project of the Sarkrista main guy. Technically speaking, not exactly a lie, but more like a truth. But these two bands are different even if both play black metal. There are differences even if there are obvious similarities. I mean, it's kind of a given that when one man is taking the main role as a songwriter, etc., to make the music, there are of course similarities, especially in the same genre, which is here known as black metal. But these differences are also rather obvious. So Remnant, the main guy, both are black metal and both have some kind of roots in the Finnish black metal scene, at least in terms of music. But when it comes to the whole big picture, there are differences. I would say Order of Nosferat is the more tragic, more theatrics-filled black metal, and even to a level of more gothic, vampiristic, if you will, without sounding cradle of filth. Whereas Sarkrista is more aggressive and more intense, more full band kind of approach to black metal. But like I said, there are similarities, and these similarities often go with the feeling that both these bands are probably inspired a lot by Finnish black metal, especially certain bands like Satanic Warmaster and the like, which is then again probably a lot to do with old school French black metal. So you can pretty much trace it down to certain styles, certain names, which are like, yeah, this is kind of a melancholic, this is kind of a melodic, this is also very raw and kind of a tragic, yet somewhat catchy. Similar artist, if you open the tab for Order of Nosferat, indeed brings you some of the names I was mentioning, Sarkrista and Satanic Warmaster, the first names. Well, this is of course because the same songwriter, same main guy, and this is, like I just said, there are certain similarities with these styles. Sarastus is also mentioned here because overlapping feeling and all that stuff, and Goatmoon probably because that's often compared to Satanic Warmaster as the given style. I wouldn't too much put Sargeist in the game, but maybe it's just a matter of taste, matter of feeling and all that stuff. Now, what is also worth mentioning that Order of Nosferat has 5 albums now out, that within 3 years. That's kind of like, is it quantity over quality? Well, that's of course for you to decide, but I would say slower pace maybe might do the trick, especially when the early albums were not exactly that good. I mean, I would definitely pick Sarkrista over that. Sarkrista over that. Where it is, here. Sarkrista having 3 albums within 13 years. Of course, there are splits and all that stuff, but if you really think about it, it's more like having album every 3-4 years out, and that is more time to just figure it out, let the songs mature in time, whereas these are like, let's just getting on with it, like one album after another, and boom, there you go. Anyway, let's not be negative here, but focus on the good stuff. The Absence of Grace, what it is all about. 44 minutes, 10 tracks, pretty classic approach to an album that is, I mean, everybody knows these albums where you're like 10 tracks, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, give or take, approximately about 4 to less than 5 minutes per track, which is then again a good, healthy approach to a lot of albums out there. So not bitching it about it, but rather saying it's a classic for a reason. In my opinion, the band has moved forward and as such matured in a good way. Now, where the first Order of Nosferat albums were suffering a little bit too much, like maybe they were a little bit too hasty, maybe a little bit too much like leftovers from the world of Sarkrista and the like. Now it seems like this is finally like becoming a man of itself rather than being this sibling, small brother, if you will, to Sarkrista. And now it's like finally putting some chest hair there, and like showing, okay, we're not teenagers, we're not kids anymore, we're finally here. So maybe it takes a little more than just years in time, but more like albums. And here by find album number 5, it seems like it's kind of getting rid of the worst parts of Order of Nosferatu. Like I said, it's not really that much of a theatrics or gothic or I'd say dramatic black metal as it wants it to be. But now it's getting closer, and in my opinion, this is getting better. So probably this is so far the best Order of Nosferatu albums. Now, if I were to listen to back this and Sarkrista, I probably would still go in favor of Sarkrista because it's just simply said more my kind of a black metal. But now it's more like showing that there's a reason for these two bands to coexist. Where Sarkrista is just more intense, more aggressive and full band, and this is more like a side project with 2 members, not so much a live activity band, I guess. Now it's more like giving these vampiristic themes and the band with horror themes and vampire themes and all these theatrics, all these dramatics, all these gothic fairy tales. I was like, because I'm thinking like what I should say, Dracula tales, vampire tales, whatever. The point here is these kind of theatrics works for the favor of the band. Finally, now it's getting really rid of the initial things, the kind of small bumps on the road that you had with the first album especially, but also the ones that followed this one. So finally, I'm thinking this is really getting better, and it's good news for all you people out there. Whether you like the early Order of Nosferat material, or whether you are a fan of Sarkrista, or whether you're just a fan of German or Finnish black metal to begin with, the modern days, if you will. So give it a go, and of course, if you like it, these kind of beautiful A5 size packaging is of course the way to go if you ask me. These are way cooler than your typical jewel case. Then again, if you're a vinyl lover, go for that one. Anyway, links are provided in the description box. Go give it a go and enjoy. And looking forward to your comments. What do you think about the band? What do you think about the album? Let's hear it. Let me know. And off you go.